What do we need to do today? If you notice, the slide looks a little bit different than it did in the other videos. There are two steps that are added. This is because the video was a little bit too long for step 3, so I broke it up into 2 steps. So for this step, we're just going to focus on adding up your miles. Remember, you should have already completed steps 1 and 2 before you are moving on to step 3. If you have not done that, pause the video here and go do that before you watch this video. If you have done that, feel free to check off the check boxes to keep track of your steps if you have not done so already. So to do this, you would go ahead and you would click, make sure the box you want to check off is the only one clicked. You might need to click twice. Right click, change it to a check mark. So click, right click with my mouse, change it to a check mark. So since I've done these 2 steps, I know I'm good to move on to step 3. So step 3 says add up my miles, and I know the slides that are going to be helpful for me are slides 17 and 18. So let's go ahead and go to slide 17 and 18 now. So if we go to slide 17 and 18, to figure out our miles, we need to think about the states where we stopped. So for Wednesday, you stopped at the Statue of Liberty for stop 1, which is in New York, and then you stopped somewhere for stop 2. It might be the Adventure Aquarium in New Jersey, it might be somewhere different depending on where you chose, but you would complete this activity based on wherever you chose for your stops 1 and 2 of that day. So if we're looking at from New York to New Jersey, we would go to slide 18, which tells you your mileage from state to state. Say, okay, where did I start? I started in New York. Where did I finish the day? I finished the day in New Jersey. So I look on this chart and I say, where do I see a start place in New York? I see it here and here. But where do I see an ending place of New Jersey? This says New Jersey, this says Pennsylvania, so we want the one that says New Jersey. So that's where we ended in my example. So from New York to New Jersey, it tells me right here this was 67 miles. So I would go back to my chart on slide 17 and I would write 67 because that's how many miles it is. Remember, you need to complete this activity with your stop 1 and stop 2, so it might not say 67. If you went from New York to Pennsylvania instead, yours would say 94. If you started in New Jersey and went to Pennsylvania, it would say 33. So to complete this activity and add up your miles, you find your starting location and your ending location that you did for the day on slide 17. Okay, that is how you add up your miles. The next video is going to tell you how you are going to add up your gas. So thank you for listening, and please make sure to let your teachers know if you need any help.